But another good and interesting thing is regional variants are a thing. In uh, Regional variants are a thing in the Pokemon game since Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon had regional variants off of only Gen 1 Pokemon of like their Alolan versions of them. Sword and Shield did this with multiple generations, different Pokemon. More than just Gen 1, but stuff from other gens were involved as well. And that being said, and they were called, Galarian forms. Hisui, which was technically Diamond and Pearl, but there were Hisuian forms or Hisui forms, whatever you want to call them, for multiple generations. And then now Scarlet and Violet did something similar, though not entirely. There was only like maybe, I think, one or two that had an alternate form. Tauros has a Paldean form, and so does Wooper, and that's it. Because the alternate versions of Diglett, Dugtrio, Tentacool, and Tentacruel are actually new Pokemon. They're not. They're just different variants that have been made as original Pokemon. Which, to be fair, all different forms or variants could have just been new Pokemon, but they made them variants. So it's weird that they decided to do that with these two and not just make them variants. I thought they were variants, but no, they're completely new Pokemon. So I'm wondering if the new Legends game will do that too. Will add new variants. Will add new Pokemon entirely that are based off of old ones. New Paradox Pokemon, and what makes it interesting about new variants or even new Pokemon based off of older ones is that this is Kalos. This is a Gen 6. This is in a region we've been to before. Now, granted, Hisui is based off of Diamond and Pearl, and that is technically the Sinnoh, the past of the Sinnoh region. So there is that, but it's called Hisui instead of Sinnoh. So it's very interesting that if Kalos does the same thing, if they do that with the Kalos region, now unless it would actually be called Kalosian. I don't even know how they say it, but there would be Kalos forms or variants of Pokemon that are based off of Kalos, this region, which would be very interesting that they do that. But what makes it more interesting, and I'm actually excited about this, is that I love this Pokemon. It's so freaking adorable, and I love turtles. But anyway, like I was saying, but what makes it more interesting is that the Mega Evolutions are coming back, because Mega Evolutions. Mega Evolutions were removed after Sun and Moon. X and Y, or Scarlet and Sword and Shield, brought in another thing, which was the Dynamax and Gigantamax, which actually, for some, were kind of cool when they actually did change, but overall, it was kind of just a dumb gimmick that really didn't do much at all, actually. It didn't really boost anything or do much of a boost. And then obviously in Scarlet and Violet we have the terrestrializing whatever, which does boost a little bit, but not much. I think it only boosts attack. I could be wrong on other stuff. But other than that, not much. After that, you have so them bringing back Mega Evolutions in this. Hopefully, this means a step in the right direction of bringing back Mega Evolutions entirely, because this would make it more interesting to see what new Mega Evolutions are added. Because Mega Evolutions were added in X and Y, and then Sun and Moon brought them back, and I believe added a few new ones to it. don't know. And then Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee also had Mega Evolutions. After, oh yeah, I forgot. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire also brought Mega Evolutions and added new Mega Evolutions to it as well. But after that, there wasn't really any new Mega Evolutions that were added, and it was pretty much canned during Sword and Shield. Now that coming back with this new Legends game makes me and a lot of other people speculate and hope that Mega Evolutions are going to be a stay now, and also hope, at least for me, I definitely hope that we see a new Mega Evolutions, not just for past generations from 1 through 6 that kind of need it, but even ones from Gen 7 or even ones from Gen 8 and 9, which Gen 8 and 9 were did not have them at all, and it would be interesting to see them have Mega Evolutions now that it is gonna bring them back. That really determines a few things, though, whether or not generation or not generation or yeah, whether or not generation 8 and 9 will be even included in this new Pokemon game. Because one thing's clear, when Arceus came out, when Legends Arceus released, they didn't add, it was the main focus of Generation 1 through 4. There were some Pokemon that were from Gen 5 and 6 and 7, but there weren't many. It was like a handful, just a very small handful of them that had new variants or new forms. But it wasn't a vast majority of them. And I'm hoping that's not the case with this Arceus game or this Legends game. That it's gonna only have that it's mostly 1 through 6, and I'm hoping that at least there is some from Gens 7, 8, and 9. Oh yeah, that's right. Gen 8 was not even included in Legends. There was no Pokemon from Gen 8 in Legends Arceus. It was Gen 1 through 4 mostly, with some from Gen 5 and 6 and 7. And the only ones they included were ones that had variants, and that was it. Nothing else. Which there was only there was one from Gen 5, two from Gen 5, I think, one from Gen 6, and then obviously one of the starters from Gen 7, and that was it. So, hard to say. This really should have had voice acting. That is a cute turtle. I love that turtle. It's actually one of my favorite legendaries now. Yeah. So much power breaks the Master Ball. That's something. Since this is the end, this is probably, I'm gonna record this whole thing, get it done. You know, my Dragonite is kind of weak, I think. I had Mewtwo last time, and that was getting... It was having struggling, so... Oh, shoot, hey! Thanks, man. Oh, wow, okay. What's that gonna do? Who got healed? Me? Or that thing? Yeah, it's not... doesn't have any... I might as well try a different Pokemon. Hmm. Oh, shoot! Alright, the fire is good. Alright. Oh, that would actually heal that one. Let's not do that. Oh! It's weak to... Ah, crap, knocked him out. You got other Pokemon, don't you? Or maybe you don't. Thanks for doing the same pose. Is that all that she had? She has more Pokemon than just Sinistee. And it just heals itself again. Or... let's change its typing. What type is it, though? Let's give a heal here. I don't know what type it is. Looking at the color, my guess is it's a psychic or fairy type. Because it's a bit of a purplish pink color. Okay, psychic. Wow, that did a lot more than I thought. Alright, I need to swap. I'm double resistant, my dude. Oh, that's not good. I didn't freaking think it knew that. Alright, I'll full restore. I'll see how much damage it does again. If it does that again, I'm going to have to swap out. It's doing it again. Yeah, I can't. I'll keep getting hit and I'll die. The best bet is to swap in Dragonite. It's a flying dragon, so it'll be resistant to earth power. Because that's what it's going to do again. Yeah. So it knows Psychic, Zen Headbutt, Earth Power, and it's obviously knows the storm move. Yeah, Terra Starstorm. But what's the fourth one? You know, it does look like I can handle this. So it's Psychic. My best bet is to do this Outrage. It's my most powerful move. Wow, that didn't do freaking anything. Wow, that does a lot of damage. I kind of can't. This is going to die. Because I did Outrage, which means it's going to continue to do that for 3 turns. Until it confuses or dies. Well, it did this turn, which means it's going to do Terra Starstorm, and it's going to knock me out. Yeah, I don't really have good of a chance here. Oh, this is a bad idea, because it knows a Psychic move. This is... yeah, this was a bad idea. I'm not going to do anything to this. I should have swapped out for my Ghost type, and it would have been pure Ghost. Well, I'm dumb. I made a completely dumb mistake here by doing this. Well, that's not very effective, but... oh boy. Yep, still doing Zen Headbutt. I didn't die, which is good, so... I have enough chance to do this one more time to knock it out of its shield. There we go. To cause it to absorb mine. But what typing is it going to change to? It can't until it runs out of energy. Dude. Come on. Be a distraction for me. I'm sorry. That's so mean. At least have more than one than like your sister. Okay, cool. Good. So it changes. It's going to change its typing again. I believe. It looks like water type. Water, ice, or or air or wind type or flying, which means it's either weak to electric or fire. All right, so I'm gonna swap out don't for Electrode. It's gonna do the Starstorm because then it can hit both of them at the same time. When there's 2, it's gonna do that. It's not gonna do one move that focuses on one. Or it could be Dragon type.